welcome back to Hollywood Junket. My name is Craig Reese, and we've got another interview with the contestant from Team Blake from this season's The Voice. His name is Pete Mroz, and he will be joining us in just a minute. And very excited to talk to him. If you've been watching the show, you obviously know he has a pretty cool backstory, history with Blake Shelton, and that obviously came out on the show. And I'm very excited to talk to him about it. Hopefully he'll want to talk about it. I'm sure he's been asked about it 1,000 times already, but this is our first time getting to talk to him, so we'll obviously talk to him about that a little bit, and he, spoiler alert, is on to the live performances, which will start in a couple weeks, and that is also exciting. He's made it through the blinds, the battles, and the knockouts, and he is ready to perform live. Looks like he's joined. Let me see if I can bring him in. I think it'll be fine. Yes! There! That way. Yes! Hey, Pete,
what's
how's it
happening?
Going?
Good morning.
Not much. Good morning to you, too. Thanks so much for joining us. How's it going?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be you.
That's
I'd
the
be
best
you.
answer yet.
I'm just saying. Or I would be twins. How about that?
There it is. Well, I don't know if you heard anything that I was talking about. Congratulations on making it this far in the show, making it to the lives. That is not an easy thing to do. And yes, that's awesome. How are you feeling, and how are you preparing for live?
Hashtag blessed. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
How do I feel? I feel surreal right now. Right. This is a trip. You know, I've seen media go through all of its changes in my world, in my time on this earth, and I remember when we had pagers. So. This is interesting to kind of go through all this media and then to come up to this point and say, wow, I'm on a TV show singing, and now I'm on Instagram Live with Hollywood Junket talking about it.
And people are going to be voting for me using their cell phones and using the app.
Yes, vote for Pedro.
That's right. So true. Well, this is our first time getting to talk to you this season, so I definitely want to go back to the blinds a little bit. And I know that everyone has probably asked you about kind of your history with Blake, but I definitely want to touch on that a little bit. First of all,
ask away, baby. Come on.
All right, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have you two actually gotten the chance to sit down to catch up, or has it all just been kind of show focused?
I would tell you that, we haven't had a chance to kumbaya, catch up, because right. It is what it is. We live in COVID times right now, and we're all just trying to be as safe as possible. Are you in Los Angeles?
I am in LA, and I was going to say the same thing. I feel like
I shouldn't say
this city is still taking it very seriously, so yeah.
Yeah, so we're in LA, and it is what it is, and hey, it's better to be safe than to be sorry. So, in that temperature of things, no, I haven't had a chance to just kind of sit back and talk about the old times and catch up and say, hey man, I haven't seen you in 25 years. What's up?
Yes.
It would be really cool. It would be really cool because I've said this before, but honestly, for me, not seeing him all this time, it's like seeing my cousin Eddie or something like that, and I haven't seen him in 25 years. And I'm like, hey, cuz, I've been watching you on TV and all. Hey, congratulations. I want to say congratulations to him. Hey, buddy, wow, you made something of yourself.
Yeah. I get that feeling for sure. I've had lots of friends growing up in this industry as well, and they just pop out of nowhere like, awesome.
Right.
Good job.
It's not. This is hard for some people to believe, but it's not as radical to me. He's just Blake, and John Legend's just John Legend, and Kelly Clarkson's just Kelly Clarkson, and yes, I appreciate their success, and it's super cool. But, if you were the CEO of Apple and I met you, I would think, wow, isn't that cool? Wow, great, right on. But we're all humans. We're just humans living, and we're broken, and we have happiness and sadness and in-betweens and jobs to do and all that stuff. And we just catch each other in a series of, what did Billy Joel say? It's a series of hellos and goodbyes. You know what I mean? We're catching each other in between, like this moment right now, talking to you. So
Right.
you're just as important as Blake Shelton and anyone else. You know, I mean, it's all good.
I completely agree with that. I mean, just again, growing up kind of in this industry, like there's tons of people out there with talent. It's just those few that just happen to be in the right place, right time, and get that chance. You know, not that it's not saying they don't deserve it, and
Right.
it's not saying that people that don't have it also don't deserve it. But it's all very interesting. And once you've spent some time in here, you start to kind of let go of the whole fame kind of thing and just be like,
You do.
yeah, they're just a person with talent, and they deserve what they got. You know.
Yeah, and sometimes that can maybe come off as like you don't appreciate it, but I completely do. I think it's like the fact that I'm on a television show. It's really cool. It's super cool. I'm super excited. But what keeps me grounded and what keeps me on this planet is that I tell myself it's a television show.
Right.
You know, what's important
Actually,
to
a
me,
reality TV show.
yes,
You know?
thank you, yes. And you know what's really important to me, and that really moves me, and trips my trigger is my family. You know, is my boys, my wife. You know, the people that I am responsible for. You know, and that's what's kind of maybe giving me the appearance of that I'm comfortable, or
Mm-hmm.
is because I don't take it. I take it serious. I do my job and try to do the best I can. I practice. I learn my stuff, do my thing, show up on time. But at the end of the day, what's the most important to me
Yeah.
is something outside of this.
Yep. I get that. And I
Yeah.
think you worded it really well because that could be that could come off wrong, but you did it perfectly. I get it. I think
Well,
everyone else does too. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope people realize that I really appreciate this opportunity, and I see the grandioso of the opportunity. I completely do. And one thing that's been super cool online is watching the love and the support. And man, I feel it. I feel it in my
Yeah.
soul. It's like it's inspiring. It's like I don't feel like I'm doing it for Pete. I feel like I'm doing it for the people. You know?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like this.
Yes.
It feels like this. Like, yes, we can do this. It takes a village, and we shall do this. You know.
And not even the people that are just watching you on the show now, but all those people that helped you on your career path up and went to your live shows. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you brought up a great point. The thing is that I didn't get to this point by myself at all, man. I mean, I have lived a blessed life with amazing people in it all along the way that have taught me what to say, what not to say, when I've messed up, when I've said something stupid, when I've been a jerk, when I've done this. I've had people my whole life that have like really helped me. And like you just said, it takes a team right now I'm like the face of it, right? I'm just kind of, but man, I mean, I think about even this experience right now. There's some contestants here that have really kind of helped me and enlightened me a bit. Corey Ward, we've had some great conversations, and, it's like soul food, kind of carries you through the process, but they become a part of you and a part of what you do. And now with social media, but I want people to notice, I look at all the comments. I do. Good, bad, indifferent, the wacky ones, the cool ones, the whatever ones. I see them all, and I have a way to compartmentalize it where it's all good. It's all great, right? So like you said, long story, it does take a mass of people to make just one. So.
Well, that went off on a tangent, but I'm not mad about it. That was great. That was a great conversation. Don't apologize at all. I included into it. I started it. So, but
Hey,
I appreciate the honesty, and that was
I've
awesome.
got some coffee, so if you see me start going like this, it's the coffee.
I'll let you know. I won't let you get too out of frame. I'm there for you. I'm watching out for you.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, let me go. We're way back to the history with Blake, and we can make this super short so we can have some other questions too. But
Yeah, man.
what's your favorite my favorite memory of Blake's story is because I'm sure one developed once he started like establishing his career and becoming who he is now.
My favorite memory back in the day.
Yes, yes.
My favorite memory is, for some reason, when we were in this Young Riders group, I think it's because Blake had such long, beautiful hair, and I was so jealous at the time that I don't know why I did this, but I decided to shave my head, like bald, like
Hmm.
straight up, just kind of like, I'm just gonna shave my head. And I did it right before this thing called Fanfare. And now Fanfare is called CMA Fest, but back in the day it was called
Oh my
Fanfare.
God, yeah.
And we had this little booth that we were going to sign autographs. I don't know why we were going to sign autographs, because we weren't.
Fa- Family and friends, it's okay.
Exactly, exactly. So I showed up to our booth, and one little side note, it was in the dead of summer, and I'm an avid golfer. So I was, had a really, really good tan. I mean, I was like super tan in the face, and I shaved my head, and my entire hairline was white as can be, dude. It was comical is what it was. And I remember walking into the booth, and Blake, I'm 5'4", and he's like 6'4". He's like, it's like Mutt and Jeff. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just like this whole thing. He looks down at me. He's like, shakes his head at me. He's like, "What were you thinking?" I was like, "I don't know. I, I'm just go like he says now. I'm just going with it, buddy. You know."
Yeah, yeah,
And I remember him just looking at me because he was younger than me, and I remember him looking at me, shaking his head like, "You idiot!" Like what?
yeah.
And I was. So
You just put that in the lessons learned box, just like everything else, you know?
that's right. You got it. You got it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for that.
You got it.
So, what has surprised you that what have you learned the most that's kind of surprised you? Like, is there something you've learned that you weren't expecting to learn from your experience on The Voice?
That's a really good question. Yes, because this is a different stage. I've played on all kinds of stages, and this is a combination of three kind of things. It's a combination of a little bit of live, a bit,
Hmm.
especially in COVID, there's no audience, but there's a virtual audience. So I know people are watching. So it's a weird augmented reality, kind of like this, right? It's like this. I know people are watching. So you got to feel that energy
Hmm.
somehow in your brain. You got to transfer it, right? And then it's like being in a studio as a musician because it's dead quiet. When you
Yeah.
walk in, dude, it's like trippy, weird, quiet, like awkward, weird. Like, you know, it's just weird. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So, one, I just said, it's like you got this virtual live, but then you've got this really quiet thing, but then you've got this perception of judgment.
Yeah.
It's all between your ears. What I mean? So you have to find a way to, one, tap into your experiences of playing live and the people and like, yeah, like, I remember that time when I played at this gig and this in your mind, and you're trying to feel that visceral feeling of the crowd,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
you're real inside yourself. But then again, you got to fight off the like, I hope they like what I'm doing. Oh my God, what are they going to say? What are they going to say when I'm done? Oh, I better hit that note. Oh, better not mess up there, Hope I drank enough water before I sang, you know, all
I
those things.
yeah. I can't
It's
imagine. And
it's weird, dude.
I
It's a weird setting.
it's weird. And again, like you have an experience. Actually, one of my favorite moments with Carter Rubin last year, who won season 19, just the current winner of The Voice, said something like it was really weird performing in front of a virtual audience because I've never done that before. And I was like, Carter, no one's done that before. Like that's not
No
like
one has. Yeah, right.
yeah. And you've been in the industry for a while. That's the first time you've performed in front of 100 TV screens with a virtual person,
Never.
So it's like it
Yeah.
was just cute because he was making it sound like that was like his own first experience. I'm like, if you've been doing this for 50 years, that's still not an experience that you've had yet,
It's
So
still weird. It's still
yeah,
weird. It's
yeah,
still
yeah.
weird. I will say this though, that isn't it interesting, since the pandemic has started, we've all adapted a new way of communication like this. where when we first started doing this, it felt a little weird. It felt a little kind of awkward. It felt kind of detached a little bit. You know, where do I look? What do I do? Wait, is he talking to me? Do I pause? Do I wait? But now we're learning how to communicate like this. And the show right now is just like that. You know, you have to think the same way I, in my mind, do. I don't know if the other contestants do, but when I'm looking at the virtual screen behind the coaches, I'm thinking the same thing like I am right now talking to you. Like, I see you, dude. Like, you know, you got a great smile, man. You seem like you got a great energy. You know? Yeah, man. Like, and you have to feel. You can feel it through this. It's just you got to kind of use your imagination a bit. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Got to stay positive. I mean, if we were in the situation that we would be doing this interview on the red carpet, and I'd only get like 3 minutes of your time. So the one great positive is I've got to know the last few seasons of contestants a lot more intimately because of this situation, you know.
That's cool.
And speaking of time, I'm taking way too much of yours, so I'm going to just have one more question for you if you don't mind, and then I'll let you go.
All right.
How are you preparing for the lives? And obviously, well, there's no spoilers. It hasn't been taped yet. It's actually live. So
that's right.
What would you like? I'm used to getting ready for knockouts and battles, but what would you like to accomplish during those live performances?
I want people, like, if this is my last shot on The Voice, if this is it, if this is the end of the road, if I don't get voted through, vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro. If I don't make it through, I want people to know that this right here and me is what they're going to see past the show. There is life after The Voice. There is life after The Voice. So I want people to be left with the impression of, that's Pete Mroz. When I go to see him play, that's what I'm going to get. You know, the battles and the knockouts were cool because I'm holding the microphone singing. In my entire career, Mark, right here it is, I have never done that, ever. I always have a guitar around me. So if some people said, you look like you're drunk on that stage wobbling around or something, I don't even know what to do. So, you give me a guitar and I'm like, yeah, all right, here we go. Woo, you know. So that is my strategy, if you will, is more just one from honesty to say, like, hey, this is who I am. You know, if this is what people want, right on, please vote. You know, here I am.
And then leave it at that, and you're fine.
That,
you know, I love it.
Yeah, man.
It's a very healthy way to approach the show for sure. That's smart and healthy. So yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, Pete, thank you.
Hey, man, I don't know if I've been accused of being healthy before. Thank you. That's awesome.
mental health. But you're welcome. You again, take it. Pete, this was a lot of fun. It was actually kind of exactly how I expect this interview to go, so I appreciate that. It was really great to talk to you. I hope you make it through the lives for a while, because then we'll get to talk to you again one more time, maybe a few weeks, and check up on you then. So
cool, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you also everyone that joined and waved and commented. We saw that, and we really appreciate that. But Pete, I'll let you go. Have a great weekend, and good luck. Keep it up.
Thank you, buddy. Take it easy.
You too.
Bye.
And that will wrap it up again for us. Again, that was Pete Mroz from Team Blake. He is on to the lives, which start in a couple weeks. If you are a fan of Pete, definitely vote for him. Voting is going to start. Make sure you're on the app and all that, and keep him in the show as long as you can. Again, my name is Craig Reese. This is Hollywood Junket.